today we're going to be talking about Jabari Panther, and as the title says, I believe that she is the queen of the skill class. She does so much, she has so much damage, so much utility, and overall I just feel like she's a really strong character. So this right here is Hazard Shift, and it's a node where you get a Fury every time you cleanse or like purify. So you can just see that the damage is already like pretty crazy. Now that we have our hunt up, we can counter his miss as well. So like it's just really insane just how good her cleanse is and how good her damage can be at times as well. Same node, this is a Juggernaut though, so not really much to look out for besides the Hazard Shift, but we just cleanse it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So you want to get to Huntress, throw a special attack right as you activate it, and then you get a pretty big Fury, and then you just want to like go to town with the bleeds and all that, and then you want to like heavy attack to double them right before the hunt ends. I think so anyway. But yeah, the damage is just like crazy in this node specifically, but now we're going to go into like a more calm node. Alright, this time it's energy adoption, ice and fire. Same exact case pretty much. You just want to just keep hitting into them, and then you can't get a debuff on you pretty much. And so how our cleanse works is that, like I said, when you hit the opponent, you get a cleanse passive for 2 seconds. If you get a debuff inflicted onto you, it gets removed, and the cleanse passive gets removed as well. So basically, you are debuff immune pretty much, because you're going to be hitting them all the time, and so long as the debuff triggers on hit, then it's just going to get removed. But even then, if you like do a hit, get the cleanse passive and back away, and you get a debuff on you, it still goes away. It's just as long as the cleanse passive is active, the debuff will not like trigger on you pretty much. And you can just see how fast that was. First of all, that was quite insane. Additionally, I believe the hunt is paused every time you purify a debuff. So like she really wants matches where there's a lot of debuffs on her, because it lets you pause the hunt, and the hunt gives her a massive crit rate increase, and that helps you get like a ton of bleeds as well. So it all just like works together pretty well, like her kit overall. And yeah, like besides the cleanse, she has so much utility as well. So this character is just so good in my opinion. I think she is the absolute queen of the skill class. And just look at this damage right here, man. It's like it's insane. So yeah, that was just a really fast time overall. I think that was like 30 something seconds. Additionally, she counters evade. So this is grudge tax, and I think that's the only important node. So this also shows that she can purify even non-damaging debuffs like this power burn. Actually, is power burn a damaging debuff? Like, it does damage to you, but it's not like a... I don't know. Okay, I guess it is a damaging debuff. It's just like it has another effect as well. But yeah, she counters evade. I'm going to show you right here. So you want to build up to the hunt, and then you want to throw a special attack afterwards, so you get a pretty big Fury. And now that you're in the hunt, they cannot evade you. You're going to see right here, it says evade failed. Or not, maybe he just doesn't evade in the whole video. Dang, he doesn't evade once. Okay. What are the odds of that? Yeah, well, you can still see the damage there was, like, absolutely amazing. Now this is the same exact node, but it's a Loki now. So this can be, like, more of a regular damage test overall because, you know, no class advantage. You do get a benefit from the grudge tax node, but then again, it is a Loki, so I hate fighting Loki so much just because I feel like the power gain is just so, like, massive. It's such a big time waster, man. And time wasting is kind of bad for Jabari because the hunt duration is really short. It is, like, insanely short. It's, like, 9 seconds, I believe. And for that being your big damage phase, that is super short, man. Like, I don't know. That's probably my only, like, complaint about her is that the hunt is a bit too short in matches where you can't, like, purify or counter evade or counter miss. But other than that, it's like perfect duration because it gets paused for 2 seconds every time one of those things happens. So, you know, it is what it is. But she still did that in really good time anyways. Alright, this is a Spider-Man that has a miss node. So we counter the miss and we counter the evade. So that's just like a perfect pairing overall. But the thing is, she does not counter evade immediately. You have to build up to the hunt. Like you can see right there, I got evaded because I don't have my hunt active. So you have to hit into the stun, build up your charges to 10, and then throw the special attack, and then you'll have the hunt activated. So here I kind of mess up. I gave him the miss passive and not myself. But yeah, here I throw the SP1, pretty nice damage, I must say. And now we're just going to go in. It says evade failed, so the hunt is paused, and so are our fury buffs. And then it says miss failed as well. So yeah, just a perfect counter to miss and evade because it pauses the hunt as well. So you just get a massive duration on it. This is the same node. It's just a Hitmonkey this time. We still want to build up to the SP1 or SP2. It doesn't really matter. You just want to like get a special attack so you get the fury afterwards as well. And yeah, like you don't have to throw a special attack. It's just a really, really big benefit if you do. So yeah, this is a pretty straightforward path for Jabari, at least, just because she counters like all the evade, all the miss. I just love how like capable she is, I guess. It's just a really nice kit of utility. You can say that the utility is really similar to a guy in the skill class that's pretty much regarded as the best. Nick Fury, but I feel like they do have quite a bit of differences as well because Jabari does have her cleanse, and that's like something you can't take away from her. Nick Fury has his unblockable, so you can't really take that away from him as well. So they do have similarities, but I feel like they are pretty different characters overall, in my opinion. But Nick Fury is like definitely the better of the two. But yeah, she is like she is also amazing, to be fair. And just to show her bleeds, this is Safeguard. So ideally you just want a bleed champion here. Jabari does have access to a lot of bleeds. I wish there were critical bleeds. That would be so amazing. Like imagine Jabari with critical bleeds. That would be insane. That would just be like so much damage. This is the first fight of a Paradox path, so it's going to be really slow in the beginning, but the second fight is actually crazy. I can't wait to show y'all that one. I do get a bit battered here. Like, I guess I just don't know how to fight Punisher 2099. Actually, a little bit of a complaint. She really cannot take a hit. Like, you can see right there, I took like 1/5 of my health just from that SP2. That is a bit absurd. And that was my fault. That part was my fault. But yeah, like the blocking the hit and taking so much damage, that wasn't really my fault. That's just like her base stats are very, very low. Her like health and her block efficiency are really, really low, which is unfortunate, but you know, it's just she's a glass cannon character, I guess. So we get here, we drop the SP2, some pretty nice damage so far. It is Safeguard though, so the crits aren't as hard as they should be. And yeah, the bleeds are putting in a lot of work. Yeah, that was pretty great. A bit of a long time, but this fight is not a long time at all. So I want to build up to the SP1, I believe. I think I do the SP1 this time. And we don't have to worry about the evade once we get the hunt active because that's just Jabari's ability. So she's just a really good counter for science champions, like overall. Like Immortal Hulk, she just bleeds him to death. Spider-Gwen counters the evade. Here we have the hunt active now. And look at the damage, man. Look at that damage. It's so fun. Like, yeah, so absurd. For a more proper test of the bleeds, I decided to go for this Rage and Power Shield path. Just because, like, outside of the special attacks, the bleeds aren't, like, enhanced, so you get to see, like, the true damage of them. So, the bleeds do pretty good damage, especially when you have, like, the Hunt Fury active. But, like, at base, they are just, like, I guess decent at best. So you want to build up to the hunt, as always. That's like the whole point of the character. But a fun thing is that she counters Miles Morales' miss. That was hard to say. Miles Morales' miss. Okay, yeah. But yeah, she's a really good counter to Miles, to be honest. Like one of the best probably, just because Miles is really annoying with his like whole miss thing, but Jabari just like makes quick work of him. So we want to build to the SP2 now. Unfortunately, one hunt was not enough to like finish the job. But to be fair, it is Power Shield, so we're doing like 0 damage on our basic attacks anyway. So it does make sense that we weren't able to finish him like with one hunt cycle. So we're about to drop the SP2 here. And look at that. Look at the bleeds. Oh, he goes unblockable, so I got a bit scared there. But didn't have to worry about it too much because the fight was done anyway. And now this is a Psylocke. This right here, this matchup kind of shows like another problem with Jabari. I'll show you when we get to it, but yeah, same start as usual. Just trying to build to the SP1, I believe. You can go to either SP1 or SP2. The SP2 is probably better just because it has like a lot of hits, so you create like a lot from it. But here we go for the SP1, and here's the problem. Like, if the special attacks that the opponent has takes a bit of a long time to like throw, then you kind of just waste your hunt, which is unfortunate. Like Psylocke SP1 is like 3 or 4 seconds long, I bet, and that's like a third of your hunt just gone just from her special attack animation. That's like really unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. So we go for one more hunt. I think I messed up here. Yeah, I didn't time it right, I guess. So we didn't like get to hunt on the SP2, which is unfortunate, but we throw it there, and now we're just gonna finish off the matchup here. So overall, I feel like her bleeds, they are pretty good. I feel like the Fury really does help them, and like the basic attacks also help the damage a bit too, but they are still like nothing to sneeze about. And I thought I would end the showcase here with some boss action. So this is the Void in 7.2.5. It has setup and spike, so you just want to make sure that whenever you knock him down, you have to like have 6 or more debuffs on him. This is a really slow matchup, but it's also a really controlled one as well, because I didn't want to take any risk. I didn't want to like throw the SP2 to trigger the hunt and then like not proc enough bleeds and I just take a bunch of damage to myself. But like you can see right here, we cleanse the debuff from Void, which is, that just shows like she is a really, really good Void counter. Like there's an infamous Void in Path 9 of Alliance War. It's like, it's Hazard Shift, and it's also like this Schadenfreude node, I think that's how you say it. I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry, but it gives him like a 480% Fury every time a debuff is triggered on the opponent. So like, if you take a single debuff from him, you are like gone. It's just so much damage. But Jabari, she makes sure that never happens. You never get a debuff on her when you're like against the Void. So that's pretty cool. Now we just need to trigger the hunt here and then get like a bunch of bleeds, and then we can knock him down for safety. But like right here, oh yeah, you can just like cleanse with a combo as well, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is a really good matchup for Jabari. You do have to play a little bit differently, but it doesn't really matter given that like she's just really, really good for it overall. So here we trigger the hunt. Now we have the critical rating up, so we can just do a ton of bleeds. And then we get to like 7 of them, so we can just drop the SP3 with safety. I think we bait out the special attack first. Well, that'd be the smart thing to do, or else we'd get SP3'd. But yeah. So now we have the cleanse passive active, so we just cleanse the agility debuff. And like, yeah, it's just a really straightforward matchup with Jabari. Is it the fastest? Probably not. I feel like there are some characters that would do it faster just because like Nick Fury exists, but she's still really good for it overall. But yeah, the fight's as simple as it gets, really. Just hit into him, I guess. That's like how you do it. Trigger the hunt every so often, get like a lot of bleeds that knock him down for like some extra damage. And yeah, I like her SP3 animation. It's pretty cool. Of like the 4 MROC champs, I feel like she does have like the animation that's not as cool as the others, unfortunately. But like, that's, to be fair, the other ones are just so cool. Like Storms is amazing. Sorcerers is pretty awesome as well. Silver Centurions is probably my favorite of the 4, but I am a bit biased towards him, so it doesn't matter though, it's fine. Yeah. So he's almost down. This has been a pretty long fight, but to be fair, it is a Safeguard Void with like 700,000 health. Like that is a massive lad. Like 700,000 health. That's crazy. That's like a Sasquatch war boss that's like rank 4. That's to put it in comparison. But yeah, the fight's almost done here. If you're going to drop 1 SP2, and yeah, that should be it. And that is the end of the Jabari Panther revisit. Let me know your thoughts on the character. For me, I think she is the absolute queen of the skill class. Like, she is just so good. She has so much utility. Her damage output is amazing as well. And yeah, that's going to be it for me.